The type of technology Maxwell Chikumbutso claims to be developing seems to be so dangerous that it has put his life at risk, making him to need more protection than anyone else. He claims that it's not about boasting, but if you see how groundbreaking his technology is, you will know why it's threatening to some companies.
If you see my groundbreaking technologies, I'm not trying to boast, no, but our technology can work in anything. It can work in a car, it can work in a TV, it can work in a light bulb. So this is something that is threatening the whole energy sector. We are sort of like rewriting history. And no controller that. No, you cannot do that. I've got a number of companies for the past week coming to me saying, no, sell this technology to us, just leave it. Until now.
At the end of this video, we'll play one of Maxwell's interviews where he discusses these threats in depth in his own words. Maxwell himself has hinted in interviews that his life is in danger. And when you look at what such invention can do, it's easy to see why. His microsonic energy device promises free, unlimited energy, a technology that could topple big oil corporations, end the battery industry, and disrupt every form of energy production we rely on today. If successful, it would shift the balance of power, leaving Maxwell in control of the energy that runs everything for free. And that's something many powerful entities will not want to happen. This has led to serious consequences for Maxwell. He claims that while in the US, there was an attempt on his life that left him hospitalized.
We were poisoned at that time. Dr. Teddy didn't make it. He died in January 2017. I survived by the grace of God.
The incident impacted his health, resulting in the loss of one of his organs, but also led to the death of his main business partner. It doesn't stop there. Investors who supported Maxwell's work have also met tragic fates under mysterious circumstances. For example, Genius, who we have mentioned earlier, passed away in mysterious accident that was claimed to have been well orchestrated by unknown people.
Partner would have been partner, the man who sponsored you, okay, the first one who gave you 120,000, okay, passed away through poisoning. And now Jinimbi dies just less than 3 years later. Sorry, Jinimbi died in 2020, isn't it? Yeah, so 2017, and then less than 3 years later, Jinimbi is your next financier, right? How much did Jinimbi give you, by the way? Sorry, if I may ask.
My relationship with the Genius was, he was like my young brother Genius. When I met him the first time, Saka.
And are you aware, and what can you say to the reports suggesting that he was assassinated? That he was killed. I used assassinate there. It's an inappropriate term, but that he was killed. That someone tampered with his car, and he was on target to be killed.
Simba, I think I don't have the right to answer that question. I think the police were kind of accident scene. They know Inini.
Another investor, Dr. Teddy, who Max saw him like an angel investor, reportedly invested $120,000 in Maxwell's invention, also died under mysterious circumstances in South Africa, suspected to have been a poisoning case by doctors. These events suggest that powerful forces are working to prevent Maxwell's technology from ever seeing the light of day. Maxwell claims he's not even safe in his home country of Zimbabwe. At one point, a sniper was reportedly sent to assassinate him. Fortunately, the plot was thwarted in advance, and the sniper was treated as a terrorist case by Zimbabwean authorities. Maxwell also says he receives numerous threats from people who don't want his technology to succeed. Some of these individuals allegedly try to buy his technology or force partnerships, but Maxwell has refused, knowing the stakes are too high. To protect himself, Maxwell lives in a location known only to a few close friends and colleagues.
I left Kwazana because I was staying with my mom, and I'm living somewhere. For some security reasons, I won't say it on air, but I will share with you even the video, the pictures at home, so that you can see where I am and the life that I live. You see, people, they think it could maybe Genius was giving me money or something like that. No.
This secrecy points to a man living in constant fear for his life, aware that many powerful entities might be after him. We are going to play Maxwell's interviews where he discusses these threats in his own words. Some parts are in Shona, but in most cases, it's in English. Listen closely and decide for yourself. Is Maxwell's invention so revolutionary that it's worth killing for? Or is there more to the story?
You know, I want to tell you something that happened last year. I was in hospital. I was dying to say. That's when I was poisoned. Someone, somewhere, I won't give the name of the country, they sent a sniper to kill me. Information was received and was picked. We reported it to the police. The report was made to anti-terrorism as well. So I just wanted to point to you. But right now, I thank God, we are working on something for Zimbabwe. So a lot of things happened. Yeah, I think you are aware that I lost a business partner who was poisoned, and I was also a victim of poison. Like last year, it was a very terrible year for me. I lost a kidney due to poison.
Oh no! So, the business partner you lost, is this the Angolan man who had given you some money?
Yes.
The Angolan man from South Africa.
Yes, that's the man that we lost first. I think it was in January 2017. That's when he died. It was a very sad death, you know. Saka, you know, because of those kind of things, so there's a lot delay a process, because in me, I'm not a businessman, like I always tell people, but I'm a gifted person in the field of science to say. What I know best is scientific related things, not the business. So he was running the business and I was focusing on the technical side, but unfortunately, he left us, and at that time when he left, you know, things were so bad. I went to back square zero to say there was no one to stand with, and trying to think about that. Sorry, Mr. Chikanza, I'm just cutting so that I can talk to you.
Thank you.
Just bear with me. Because of that, Mr. Chikanza, you see, and I think, you know, I think I need to elaborate why am I like quiet. Free energy, it is a very dangerous field to say, and we have seen it in the past. Pandaka approach one scientists in America, with one American scientist. Then there was another guy in Korea who did ICEV generator, a power generator using permanent magnetic motors. So that guy, he was found dead in his house in South Korea. I don't know, gas, whatever that happens, and he died. So I'm just explaining to understand the risk that we face at times. It is dangerous.
So Dr. Almeida, he didn't fund you, did he? Because on the video there was a reportage that suggested that he had given you of more than $1 million.
You know, people, they can just talk, but that's the good thing what you're asking me. We cannot call it Dr. Teddy was a partner. I think he gave me some money. I think that time it was all in all, it was about 120,000. Then he said, Max, I want people who are serious.
So 120,000 runs, you mean, yeah?
120,000 US dollars to buy my machines,
yes.
My rentals, want to finance you from today. That's how I met Dr. Ted. So I think he was like an angel investor to say, I don't know. Inini ndazoona manje ndashanda na Dr. Ted, ndaona his heart later. But this man, he stood with me. Abatsira muri yangu andibatsira without even asking anything in return. Dr. Ted, do you mind to be the CEO of the company? Since magara mune business is in. So I think we're going to run a change. You need to focus with the technical side. Then he agreed. That's how Dr. Ted and I began working together. And that's why he came, Patakaita, that open day, he was there as the CEO. That was my relationship with him.
And you said he passed away in 2014 or 2016?
2017.
Oh, 2017. I see. I got misled by a post on his Twitter account that suggested that he was in hospital.
Yes.
And you had fallen out when? Sorry, before. How earlier? How far back?
When I met Dr. Ted, it was in 2012, in around November.
Was he not hurt that you pulled the plug on him suddenly, after investing $120,000 US?
Mkoma Simba, Dr. Ted, when I told him that we cannot work together, that was in 2012. Ndokubva ndachitoshanda nawo until 2017 when he died. I was one of the few people vakapedzana nomwana hospital. I was in South Africa that time. Because of him, ndiyakanga atotora ati chiwa ugare kuno South Africa. So I was living in Hyde Park in a house that he was paying for me. That's the relationship. I never pulled a plug. He died.
Right. Okay. I see. Okay. Sorry, I got confused there because I thought earlier on you had said that
okay.
you had a fallout about shares. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that was the first time, the introductory meeting that we had.
Okay. And then later on he died.
Yes, he died in 2017. We were in the United States of America together. Then his health was not okay. But I know I need to go back to South Africa because that's where his family was. He flew back to Zokatese. He never Zimbabwe, South Africa. And in hospital.
And you feel it was poison. You feel he was poisoned.
The doctors confirmed that it was poison.
And do you think that was connected to you? It was because of you, was because of your work that he was poisoned, or it was something else?
I don't want to comment on that, Simba, because I don't have information akanyanya. What we know, according to the doctors, they said he was poisoned. And in knowing our work, like Inini, the same thing happened to me. Few years later, I was also poisoned. So, is it a coincidence? Is it someone who wants us to die? Because the field they are really dangerous. I receive threats almost every day. Ndinopwanyirwa mumba. Wona iwe kana chinhu chechitsvagwa madocuments. Saka those kind of things zvinokura suspicion kuti there's a day incident yakaitika. Ndakapwanyirwa ndaibva kuAmerica. So I think I was trailed from airport. Ndangosvika mba, I was tired, jet lag. Ndobva ndatenga Henrari and ndandatenga iPhone. I think yanga iri iPhone X ndopa yakapinda. Ndandaitenga kuDubai. Iri nyowani yanga iri pacouch. Munhu akapinda mumba haana akatoibata mafingerprints akatosara atoripo ipapo. Haana kuitora. But ndaitsvaga madocuments. But akatozoona kuti pamapindwa nemunhu, he was very close to the wardrobe. Hamuna kumbopiwa kana anything else. Saka you see, those are some of the things that we go through and zvinotityisa kuti chii chine chichimbonyauriswa. Our technology can work in anything. It can work in a car. It can work in a TV. It can work in a light bulb. So this is something that is threatening the whole energy sector. We are sort of like rewriting history. And vano control that. No, you cannot do that. I've got a number of companies for the past who are coming to me saying, no, sell this technology to us. Just leave it. Until now, I think I want you to talk to, if you can talk with one of the directors at Aripo, I think he can guide you what the patent process. I'm not invested in patent, but I know the steps.
I do have a team of contributors who are on Zimai, who have registered patents. And would you be interested if I could link you up with some of them? Sure, and they could, would you be interested in, because they can easily, one of them here, I can actually give you his name, and we were actually talking just yesterday, and he was showing me his own patents that he has registered, and US based as well, very, and so and are you aware, and what can you say to the reports suggesting that he was assassinated, that he was killed? I used assassinate there, it's an inappropriate term, but he was killed, that someone tampered with his car and he was on target to be killed.
Nkoma Simba, I think I don't have the right to answer that question. I think the police were kind of accident scene. They know Bakatarisa. Inini, what I can tell you is when Ginas died, ndakasvika ipapo kumapasti, I think it was around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Ndatofonerwawo. I had the call with the genius. We were doing a Zoom meeting with a lot of people. Genius, I want you to be part of this Zoom meeting because it was international. Genius ndobva nditi murungu aiwanza kuti murungu zvikanzi murungu handisi kuda kuti ndipinde meeting yenyu ndamboenda kuparty nhasi ndokuenda kudreams. Ndakati alright ndozokupa feedback yekuti meeting yapera sei. We had a meeting, a Zoom meeting, then ndobva ndatotaura naye kumanheru ikoko. Ndakati genius, meeting it was amazing, but let's meet on mangwana. It was Sunday, it was Saturday. Ndakati let's meet Sunday ndokutaura kuti yafamba sei. Zvikana genius Sunday amumbondiona murungu ndakadzakwa mutizotsvaka musemati. Ndakati alright Monday ndo yako. So it was in the morning. I was scheduled kuenda kumasvingo kunotora mwana wechikoro pakaya. Ndobva ndanzwa this guy aishanda patotal service station iri murodhi kuenda kudomboshava aindiziva ndichimbofamba nagenius chichi. Ndobva nditi pafona zvikanzi mazvinzwa iro genius hanzi ndanzwa kunzi murungu aita accident ari sei. Akati hapana chandiri kuziva ndotonzwa kubva kwauri. Zvikanzi ari kunzi aita accident yakaita. Ndobva ndati the only person who can give me information is his uncle.